Hi, in this series, we're going to look at how to configure the OTAC auth MFA server and client. Now, up till now, we have installed the OTAC auth MFA server and the OTAC auth MFA client. And today, we'll be focusing on how can we set the server licenses, and on the client side, also set the client licenses and also set the IP address of the server app. So the client app needs to know where the server app is installed so it can forward authentication requests on that IP address. Now, to apply a license file on the OTAC auth MFA server, you'll have to email us the host ID. To do that, log into the admin portal, and on the left under OTAC management, click on license management. Now the host ID is printed on the top of the screen. You'll have to email us this host ID at license@switch.com. And once you receive the license file, click on choose file and select the license file that we send and click save. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you ever uninstall the app and reinstall it, the host ID is going to change and you'll have to reapply for a new license. Now, once the license file has been changed, simply restart the PLC and the OTAC auth MFA server would be up and running. Now, once the app has been installed, the next thing we need to do is get the serial number of the PLC. Now, this is important for us to generate a proper license file for the OTAC auth client app. Now, the serial number can be generated in two ways. The easiest way is to look at the back of the PLC device where you have the serial number printed. If you don't have access physically to the PLC device, you can also run this script that comes part of the installation, but keep in mind you'll need root privileges to run this script. Now, to get the serial number via the script, we're going to SSH into the PLC. We're going to type in our admin password for this PLC, and now we're logged in. Now, we need root privileges to be able to execute this script. So before we can do that, we need to set a root password. So if you haven't done this already, we're going to do that now. So sudo password root, we're going to type in the current user's password. Let's try again. Now we're going to select a new password for the root. There we go. Now to escalate our privileges, we're just going to write the su command and type in the new password that we typed in. So now we've logged in with root privileges. Now, if you type in ls, we're going to navigate our way into a folder called user script. Now, if you look inside this folder, there's a script called getserial.sh. So we're going to run this script. And once we run that, we get the serial number printed on the terminal. Now, once you have the serial number, email us the serial number at license@switch.com and we'll send you over the license file for the client. So once you receive the license file, copy on the license file to the PLC and SSH back into the PLC device. In my case, I've actually copied the file under the user script folder as OTAC auth client.lic. Now, to apply this license file, simply run the script, register license, and give it the path of the license file, which in my case is OTAC auth.license. So now we've successfully applied the license. So every time you change the license file or change the IP address, you'll have to reboot the PLC. So I'm going to do that now. And this will now reboot my PLC and have the license files applied and be effective. Now, the last thing we need to do is set the IP address of the server app. Now, we need to do that so the client app knows where to forward the MFA requests to. Now, SSH back into the PLC, and under the user script, there is a script called changeip.sh. So we're going to run this script now. And we're going to give it the IP address of the server that we want to point to. So in my case, that's 192.168.1.100. So again, we've successfully told the client where the server app is. And for this configuration to be effective, the last thing we need to do is reboot the PLC.